clouds will sun and disaster comes.
When I was younger, I was always so puzzled about what was so good about Good Friday. It seemed to me anything but good. It was sad, it was tragic, unjust. An innocent man dying on a cross. It wasn't until I understood something of God's amazing rescue plan, his way of bringing us back to himself, of providing a relationship with him, that I understood that Jesus' death, it wasn't sad, but it was good. But it isn't until we understand something of who God is that we understand why Jesus had to die. God is good. God is love. God is holy. He can't stand sin, that rubbish, that crap, that selfishness that says, I know what I want, I'm not going to go God's way. He can't stand that. It says in the Bible, the wages of sin is death. God takes sin, that rubbish, seriously. That's why Jesus had to die, to take on our sin. He paid the wage. He set the way that we could have that relationship with God. But Jesus knew that this had to happen. He knew what the plan was. In the Old Testament, before Jesus even stepped onto the earth, the prophet Isaiah says, "He was wounded for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace." Jesus knew what had to happen. Jesus knew that he had to die. Jesus knew that he would be betrayed by Judas. He knew that he would be denied 3 times by Peter. He knew that he would be arrested. He would be brought before the council of elders. He would be mocked. False witnesses would be brought before him. He knew that he would be brought before the Roman governor, Pilate, who again would question him but find him innocent. He knew that he would be taken to Herod, who again would mock him and relish just making a fool out of Jesus. But he too would find him innocent. Jesus knew that he would be then sent again to Pilate and brought before him. At this time was the Passover, and it was Jewish tradition that a criminal would be set free. Here is Jesus, the innocent, and yet the crowd shout, "Free Barabbas! Free Barabbas!" Barabbas, the guilty, the murderer, is set free, and Jesus, he takes on the punishment. Jesus knew that he would be spat on, that he would be wounded, that he would be whipped and torn all his clothes from him. Jesus knew that he would be crucified. And yet, Jesus gets to the cross and he cries, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Has Jesus forgotten the plan? Does he feel abandoned by God? He feels such pain, we know that. He is separated from the Father. The sin of the world, your sin, my sin, your crap, my crap, is on top of Jesus and separating him from the Father. But you know, even in this moment of apparent sense of abandonment, my God, there's hope, there's joy, and there's goodness. The line that Jesus cries, my God, why have you forsaken me?" comes from one of the Psalms. And it ends, that Psalm ends, "They shall come and proclaim his righteousness to a people yet unborn, that he has done it." With Jesus' last breath he cries, "It is finished." The plan is fulfilled. Jesus has taken on our sin and set a way for us to be with the Father again. Darkness in the middle of the day covers the earth. The light of the world is departing. The curtain in the temple is torn in two from top to bottom, a huge curtain, a miraculous sign, a symbol that Jesus has set the way for us to come and to be in the presence of the Lord. So who are you in that story? Do you mock Jesus as one of the crowd? Are you those self-righteous religious leaders who belittle every claim Jesus made? Do you drag his name through the dust? I think each of us is like Barabbas. Guilty of a crime, of a sin, of selfishness, of putting ourselves first and deserving punishment. But as Jesus did for Barabbas, so he does for us. That's grace. The punishment we deserved is not poured upon us. We are pardoned. We are set free. So this Good Friday, would it actually be good for you? Are you willing to accept that this free gift of grace, which has nothing to do with what we've done, but everything to do with Jesus' death on the cross, is available to you? This free, inexpressible gift is open for you.